cash machine that customers thought was malfunctioning was actually tampered with by an international criminal.
If you have a debit card, this warning is for you. Right now, people across the world are losing money at ATMs, not because of a glitch, but because of a hidden trap. Police and federal investigators confirm it's spreading. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot it and avoid becoming the next victim. Think this is just some urban legend floating around social media? Think again. Police departments across multiple countries have confirmed real victims losing real money to this exact scam, and it's not something you'd see coming. Take what happened in London last year. A criminal gang got busted after they managed to steal over $27,000 using nothing but tape and plastic strips. One woman who got hit told local news, "I honestly thought the machine was just broken. I walked away figuring I'd try another ATM later. Then I checked my account and saw the money was already gone." By the time she realized what happened, the thieves had already come back to collect their payday, unable to be caught. Over in Texas, police started issuing public warnings after they found several gas station ATMs rigged with fake cash dispensers. A customer there described his experience, saying, "The screen showed it was giving me my money. I could even hear all the normal sounds inside the machine, but when I looked down, nothing came out. I just thought it was some technical problem." That assumption gave the scammers exactly what they needed to circle back and grab the trapped cash. European authorities have documented an even nastier version they're calling reversal cash trapping. Here, criminals don't even need to wait for victims. They use their own debit cards, request small withdrawals like $10, but the rigged machine spits out way more money than requested. Investigators say this method is almost impossible to spot and spreading rapidly. But the really unsettling part? These traps look completely normal to anyone just trying to get some cash from their local ATM. Until your money vanishes into thin air, that is. Picture yourself at the ATM. Card in, PIN entered, withdrawal selected. The screen shows dispensing cash. You hear that familiar mechanical sound inside and wait with the expectation it'll be just like the other 100 times. But when you look down, nothing's there. Your account shows the debit, the money is definitely gone, but your hand finds nothing but empty air. That moment of confusion when you think, maybe it's out of money, is exactly what the scammer planned for. The slightest window is all they need to turn you into a victim. Would you walk away, thinking nothing of it, while your money sat trapped just inches away behind a plastic plate? Here's the setup. Earlier that day, someone visited this machine, looking like any normal customer. They carried a simple device called a glue trap or false shutter, usually just a thin metal or plastic strip coated with strong adhesive. Sometimes it's a custom overlay that matches the real dispenser slot perfectly. The criminal quickly attaches it over the cash opening or slides it inside the mechanism, then walks away. The entire process takes under 30 seconds. Now the trap is armed. You complete your transaction and the ATM does its job perfectly. Inside, the motor whirs and pushes out your bills. But instead of sliding into your hand, the cash hits that glued barrier and gets stuck against the fake cover. To you, it looks like a malfunction. To the ATM system, however, the money was delivered to the customer, and to the scammer, an effortless payday is calling their name. There are two main trap styles. External ones are visible if you know what to look for, but they blend in so well that customers don't question anything. They might look like a slightly different colored piece of plastic that seems like it belongs there. Internal traps hide deeper inside the cash slot, practically invisible without opening the machine. Banks say the internal type is much harder to detect, which explains why so many people never suspect theft, even when their money vanishes in thin air. You probably wait a few seconds after nothing comes out. Maybe you tap the screen or glance around to see if anyone noticed. When nothing happens, you walk away, assuming the machine ran out of money or had some kind of glitch. That assumption creates the scammer's perfect opportunity. Minutes later, the criminal returns, looking again like any other customer, but instead of making a withdrawal, they carefully remove the glued strip or false shutter. Stuck to the device are your bills, and often cash from several other victims who fell for the same trap earlier. One collection run can net hundreds or even thousands of dollars, with your money being at the top of the pile. Picture it, a pile of crumpled bills glued together like bait, waiting for the scammer to scoop them up. Some scammers take it further by using stolen cards to trigger multiple transactions, stacking up trapped cash before retrieval. The advanced reversal cash trapping method lets criminals use their own cards for small withdrawals, while the rigged trap releases much larger amounts. This technique can empty machines quickly, and investigators warn it's extremely extremely difficult to detect. The materials are simple: double-sided tape, adhesive strips, thin pieces of metal or plastic, nothing high-tech, just cheap hardware store supplies. Since the device leaves no trace once removed, many banks struggle to prove that a theft ever occurred. This explains why the scam spreads so fast. No personal data theft, no complex coding required, and it exploits a basic human reaction of blaming the machine instead of suspecting a thief. By the time you've walked away, your cash is already in someone else's pocket. Next time you hear that motor running, see dispensing cash on screen, but nothing appears, don't assume the machine is broken. It might be a trap. When the screen says dispensing cash and nothing comes out, your mind fills in the blank. Maybe the machine jammed. Maybe it ran out of money. Maybe you pressed the wrong option. That quick excuse is all it takes for you to leave. This is psychology at work. ATMs feel safe because they belong to banks. They sit in places we use every day. They wear logos we trust. When something goes wrong, you don't assume sabotage or anything criminal. You assume a glitch or your own error. That trust is what scammers exploit. Would you spot a strip of metal or tape blocking the slot? Most people never do. Even technicians have admitted that traps can be hard to notice during routine checks. The devices are made to blend in. They copy the shape of the dispenser or hide inside it. Unless you already know they exist, you would never think to check. Imagine your $20 note glued in place, taunting you, stuck behind a fake cover you never even noticed. The FBI has warned for years that simple ATM fraud is still one of the hardest to stop. The U.S. Secret Service has shown how fast criminals can act, often attaching or removing a trap in less than a minute. While you are standing nearby or distracted with your phone, someone could be preparing the next theft without you realizing. And the tools are simple: a piece of plastic, a strip of adhesive tape, a fake cover cut to size, no coding, no high-tech skimmers, no hacking. The move from magnetic stripe cards to chip and pin stopped much of the old skimming fraud, but it pushed criminals back to old tricks that still work. Cash trapping is cheap, and the risk of being caught is low. Banks don't always help either. The ATM records the cash as dispensed. To the system, the withdrawal was a success. Your complaint is filed as a machine error, not as theft. Some banks take days to refund the money. Some customers never report at all, thinking it is hopeless. The FTC has found that many failed transactions go unchallenged, leaving scammers free to keep repeating the scheme. Cameras don't solve everything. Many point only at the user's face or the keypad. Few aim at the dispenser slot itself. That blind spot gives the criminal cover. In one Texas case, footage showed everyone entering the ATM lobby, but not the moment a trap was installed. By the time investigators realized, the scammer had already collected the cash and disappeared. All the advantages line up on the criminal's side. The tools are cheap, the setup is fast, victims blame the machine, banks struggle to prove theft, cameras miss the angle. Put those together and you see why this scam is spreading across the country. It works because it hides in plain sight. The solution is not complicated, but it does require awareness. You can check an ATM in 10 seconds before every withdrawal. That short pause can save you from losing hundreds. Start by looking closer. Focus on the dispenser slot. If it looks bulky, shiny, scratched, or shows signs of glue or tape, something is wrong. Compare it to other ATMs you use. Any extra piece that doesn't fit should raise suspicion. Next, touch it. Do the wiggle test. Grip the cover and move it side to side. Real ATM parts are solid. They don't shift or click. If the piece feels loose or bends, stop immediately. That simple wiggle of your hand could be the difference between a safe withdrawal and losing your paycheck. If you begin a withdrawal and the machine says dispensing, but no cash comes out, stay calm and stay put. Do not walk away. Take your phone out. Photograph the empty slot and the screen. Note the time and the ATM ID number, usually printed on a label. Call your bank while standing there. The number is often printed directly on the machine. Reporting on the spot makes your claim stronger and warns the operator right away. Set up transaction alerts with your bank. A text or push notification tells you instantly if money was debited. If you see the charge without the cash, you can act quickly. Save your bank's fraud hotline in your phone so you are never left searching in an emergency. Choose safer ATMs. Use machines inside bank lobbies or shopping centers. They are better lit, checked more often, and harder for criminals to tamper with. Avoid isolated ATMs late at night. Secret Service bulletins have stressed that standalone machines in quiet areas are prime targets. Protect yourself while using the machine. Cover your PIN when entering it. Don't let strangers hover close by. Never accept help from someone at an ATM. If the cash fails to appear, do not leave until you have reported it. Banks and operators need to act as well. Cameras must cover the cash slot directly. Anti-tamper sensors should be standard. These detect foreign devices attached to the dispenser and alert staff. The Secret Service has recommended these upgrades, but many machines are still outdated. Customers can apply pressure. Ask your bank if its ATMs use tamper detection. Demand answers on how often they are inspected. Regulators also have a role. The FTC encourages consumers to file complaints if banks delay or deny refunds. More reports create pressure for investigations and force better policies. State attorneys general can push for tougher standards. The more people who speak up, the harder it is for the crime to go unnoticed. You do not need to live in fear of ATMs, but you do need to treat every withdrawal with care. 10 seconds to scan and wiggle. Alerts on your phone. Safer locations. Demands for accountability. With those steps, you take away the scammer's advantage. Awareness is the shield. Once you learn the signs, you will not be an easy target again. Do not shrug off a missing withdrawal as a glitch. Cash traps are real, and they are spreading across the globe. A single $20 bill stuck behind a fake cover can turn into hundreds stolen from your account. Stay sharp. Check the machine. Never walk away if the money doesn't appear. And remember, this is only one of the ATM scams in circulation. In the next video, we will expose another method that can drain funds and is spreading fast. Subscribe, stay aware, and keep your money safe.